Welcome to Math with Mr. P. Today we're going to have a very short lesson because we're dealing with percentages and estimation. Basically what we're doing here is we're taking our last lesson and actually rounding our percentages down. Anytime they ask us to estimate something, we're just going to estimate it to the nearest percent. So 42 will be rounded down to 40. 32 would be rounded down to 30. 26, we'd probably round it to 25, to be completely honest. So when you're estimating a percent, you just want to round. So we'll look at our Steiner notes and then we'll do a few examples. Estimate means to get an answer close to but not exact. So you don't need the exact answer. You will need to round one of the parts of the problem. Sometimes it will be the percentage and sometimes it will be the whole number. So in these cases, when we did these, we didn't have a whole number. So we had 200. We just estimated these again, 30, 25. Sometimes you will be rounding the whole number and not the percentage. 62% of 500, since 500 is already rounded, it's a whole number with, zeros at the end, we'll round 62% to become 60. We're going to multiply 60% and 50, again, learning what we did with our last lesson, either turning 60 into a fraction or turning it into a decimal, multiplying it by 500 to find that it becomes 300. Another example, how much is 20% of 1475? This is going to be the time where we round our number and not our percentage. We're going to round 1475 to become $15. So we're going to find out what 20% of 15 is. Again, we can turn 20 into 0.2, or we can turn 20% into a fraction, and that would be 2/10 or 1/5, and multiply it by 15. In this case, they show the decimal example, and we find out that 20% of $15 is $3. And remember that you have to put the wavy bacon, the estimate, because we are rounding. We are estimating this. So every answer should be about. I don't know if I did that in the last example. So we should be putting about. For percents greater than 100, 122% of 50. 50 is already rounded. We're going to round 122%. We're going to round it down to 120. Now I know that it sounds weird to have more than 100%, but bear with us on this one. It'll be explained. We're going to multiply 120% by 50. Again, you will jump twice to the left, so this will make this 1.2. Now I know that we've been used to these being actual decimals without a whole number, but with percentages over 100%, we are definitely going to have a whole number here. Same thing when we turn these into fractions, we're going to have an improper fraction. This would be 120 over 100, which we would then have to convert down. That would be 1 and 2/10, or 1 and 1/10, 1/5, I should say. So be aware that when we have numbers greater or percentages greater than 100, we're going to be dealing with whole numbers. And then percents less than 1%, same thing applies. We would be jumping twice to the left. So with this example, round one of these numbers. They want 1/4 of 789. We'd round 789 to 100 or 800. Now this one's not asking me if it's percentage or not. 1/4%. Yeah, I'm assuming this is asking 1/4%. They forgot to write the percent here. Change fraction into decimal. So 1/4 becomes 0.25, as we know. And since this is the percentage, it's asking, so let me rewrite this really quickly. It's actually asking for this. The percentage is being written as a fraction, which is interesting. It's asking for 1/4%. Another way to write that would be 0.25% is what it's asking. It's not asking for 25%. It's asking for 0.25%. It's asking for 1/4 of a percent. Therefore, when I turn this into a decimal, I'm still jumping twice to the left. 1, 2. So this would become 0.0025. I'm going to multiply it by whatever number I'm trying to find that percentage of. In this case, we had 789. We're going to round that to 800, so I'd multiply it by 800. Remember to clear your calculator from previous use. Times 0.0025. That'll give me 2. So 0.25% of 800 would be 2. So that is pretty much it with the estimating. I know there may be some questions. There's not going to be a lot of the estimating problems on tests or quizzes. It's just something that we need to learn to kind of get you in the right direction. Don't forget to use the estimation symbol, or the wavy bacon as some of us have recalled it to be. And that's pretty much it. This is Mr. P. I'll catch you guys on the next one.